We did such a long and extended, like official formal version of Ask Amanda earlier tonight that I feel like it would be really wanky to do another one. And we should do a short one because we had the box set. Do you know, Kayla, do you know what happened to the Ask Amanda pumpkin? If someone wants to shout to Beth in the lobby that she should bring out the Ask Amanda special fancy exactly like that. And while we wait for the magic pumpkin, I want to introduce you guys to Kayla back here, who's been kind of in the dark, but or we get a light like that. Every night on this tour, we've had a real live, living, breathing painter on stage making a live painting. And this is Kayla, and she's been working. When did you come on stage? At the beginning of my set. So she's been working on this painting since the beginning of my set. Turn it around and show them what you've got. So, what we're going to do is, at the end of the night, we're going to take a photo of it. Well, maybe we'll try to do it on stage. And then we'll eBay it, so you guys can bid on it, and it will be exciting. I've been experimenting with it. Sometimes we've been auctioning the paintings live. Maybe tonight is a good night to do that, because you can actually see it. Because sometimes it's hard to see the painting. We'll see where the fucking spirit takes us, you know? And meanwhile, here comes fucking Beth at the Ask Amanda. Is the real reason the show is early because you are going to New Moon? No, I'm not going to New Moon with you. New Moon is the Twilight movie, right? You know, having 24/7 access to and from your fans and wanting to take a weekend. We do not do weekends. Weekends are not rock and roll. Weekends are the opposite of rock and roll. We don't understand Monday, Wednesday, Sunday bullshit. Like, we're just all rock and roll all the time. It is actually really difficult though, and for the hardcore years of the Dresden Dolls were, especially when we didn't have a lot of help, it was actually really hard, and I just had no social life, and a lot of my friendships and relationships just sort of disappeared because all I did was the band, and so my new life includes like going places without my computer. I recommend it. It's hard. You can do it. Leaving my phone behind occasionally when I go eat a meal. It's hard, but you can do it. I'm going to start a seminar called You Can Do It with Amanda Palmer. Works in several levels. What is the hardest song for you to do live emotionally? You know, there aren't any, because the hardest songs, I think, by which you mean, you know, the ones that are emotional for me and make me cry, those are my favorite ones to play, because I'm a chick. So, Yeah, I mean, there isn't anything. The songs that are hard for me to play are hard for me to play because I don't practice them. But my favorite songs are the ones that actually get me all, you know, verklempt. Let's do one more. Why haven't you read all of Sandman? Everyone with a house light, just a teeny bit. Okay. Raise your hand if you've read all of Sandman. Oh, shit. Just one thing. I thought there was going to be this one insane fucking Neil Gaiman fan. I haven't read all of Sandman because I just started reading it when I met Neil, and it's fucking 2,000 pages. And I have to say, I mean, it may be a little embarrassing, but there's a couple things I would point out. One, I've read a bunch of Neil's stuff. Not all of it, but there's a lot. When I first met Neil, he sent me 3 boxes of some of his stuff. I sent him a padded envelope with 3 CDs that he could listen to over his fucking lunch that day. So his job was easier. Another problem is that when he sent me all of Sandman, but he sent them in these tomes, these like giant hardback Absolute Sandman volumes, which you can't just toss in your backpack and read on the subway. You have to commit. And I wasn't carrying them around with me, so that's another excuse. But mostly, one thing that I have to say about this, because this came up because during Ask Amanda the other night, I mentioned that I had not read Sandman. Actually, I've read some of it. I read all of the Death comics, and I've read a bunch of them. And actually, I haven't announced this anywhere, but there's a new volume. This is a plug for Neil stuff. Neil just is coming out right now at this very moment with a volume called Absolute Death, and it's all of the Death comics collected in one of those big-ass volumes, and I wrote the introduction for it. So, and it's like $100, so if you're an insane Neil Gaiman fan, you would go buy it tomorrow. But Neil and I have actually talked about this a lot, and we're both really, really, really glad that I was not an obsessive teenage Neil Gaiman fan, because our relationship would not work. In any way, it would just be embarrassing and scary, because I'd be a Neil Gaiman fan. And since, because of the differences in our ages, it is possible that I could say, I read Sandman when I was 14. You don't want that kind of thing happening in a relationship. So, that one was slightly awkward. Let's do one more. What was the original reason you shaved your eyebrows? Love, my brother, Alex Palmer. Thanks, Alex. Who's in the house tonight somewhere. Sneaky, underage way. The original reason I shaved it, well, I shaved my eyebrows once in college because I just freaked out and I shaved everything off my body completely, including my hair and everything, and I looked like a fucking space alien. And, of course, regretted it the next day, because I looked like a space alien. And so I started sporting a hat and drawing in my eyebrows because I couldn't bear to not have eyebrows because people looked at me so strangely. And then that was it, and they grew back, and I was probably 20 when that happened. But then when I was 25 and I had just met Brian, we went together to a Marlene Dietrich ball. And there was in Boston, and there was a contest for your Marlene Dietrich look-alike costume, and so I went for it completely. And you can't have eyebrows if you're Marlene Dietrich, because none of them had eyebrows, and they all drew them on, and they were like 3 inches up here. And I lost the contest, but I started drawing them in like all squiggly-like again, and I got so many compliments on them, I just kept them, and that was fucking like 8 years ago. So there you go. They're not tattoos, everyone thinks they're tattoos. One of the things I like about them most is that when you tour touring in random places in America, you know, deep in the Midwest or deep in the South, I'll expect that people will look at me like a freak. And actually, like, waitresses and cashiers love them. Love them. It's like I'm immediately endeared to like every fucking Greasy Spoon diner waitress who always wants to comment to the chick 12 feet away, and I get that all the time. I get, Dolores, you gotta look at the girl's eyebrows. She draws them on. She shaved them. I get my coffee for free, whatever. That's the story of the man's eyebrows. Oh, and the book. Beth brought the book up just so you can see it. Here it is. I've been reading stories some nights, but my ass can go.